This episode of Spectre Sound Studios is brought to you by NordVPN.
Meanwhile, every rock band, metal band topping charts is time-aligned and sampled.
Sadly, you are correct. Now, excuse me, I'm going to run off and go buy a lot of those records because sampled and time-aligned drums on metal records really makes my hair stand on end. Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're gonna have a magnificent Friday and an even better weekend. It's time for SMG Viewers Comments, the show that's about you, not about me. So if you got a comment or question about recording, mixing, being in a band, that kind of stuff, leave a comment below. If it's cool, I'll try and put it on the show. Anyway, this week's sponsor is NordVPN. We'll get to that in a couple minutes, but let's get right to it, shall we?
Yeah, bases are morons. I didn't realize I should have my monitors at ear level. LOL. Thank you.
Hey Steve, that's the whole point of this show, is to help people out. That's the thing, there's no such thing as a dumb question, so, you know, if you guys are beginner level and you want to know something, don't be afraid to ask. I don't mind answering those questions. I mean, like, we're all new at some point, and somebody has to be, you know, not a complete dick about things and actually answer questions. That's what I'm here for. Yes, monitors, you can see even in the shot back there, I got those beautiful Atom S2As where the hell are you? Back in the corner. There, yeah. See, tweeter's like right at ear level. You can even see that in this shot. Magnificent monitors. But generally, you want your ears to be in the spot between the tweeter and the woofer when you're setting your monitors up, and you want to set them up in an equilateral triangle. Yes, it really does make a difference, especially, you know, if you got your woofers like at ear level. Yeah, that's going to really screw up your perspective. It's very important you get monitors and get them set up correctly. That was obviously a comment on my Kali unboxing video that didn't go quite as smoothly as I had wanted it to, but hey, it is what it is. It was kind of a fun video to do, and I got to thank my editor, Jack, for doing such a magnificent job with that episode that made an unboxing video way more fun than they normally have been, so I think we're going to kind of go with that theme. So look for some more Jack edits on some of those awesome unboxing videos, because yeah, they're a lot of fun. Meanwhile, yeah, if you're getting monitors, just make sure you set them at your ear level so you can actually hear what's going on. But we're going to have more stuff coming up on monitors in the next couple episodes, and I'm really overdue for a review on those Atom S2As. A lot of guys say, wow, Glenn, your mixers are sounding so much better these days, and I think it has to do a lot with getting used to working with the Atoms, because they really don't lie. They're really something special. Anyway, next question.
Glenn has mastered the art of the unboxing video. Concerning the table debacle, I offer a quote from a famous philosopher of the early 21st century. Spend the money, you cheap fuck!
I wonder who that philosopher could have been. I don't know, yeah, for all the bitching I do about bass players coming unprepared, do you think I'd be prepared for my own unboxing video? I'll tell you this, though, I did learn my lesson. I've used that table since 2014 to do a lot of shows with, and yeah, it's outlived its usefulness, so I'll tell you what. I actually bought two unboxing tables. One I used on that Focusrite Isa video. It's kind of like a little TV tray just for the smaller, lighter stuff. And then I got this beast for, you know, doing the heavy duty stuff like amps and monitors and that kind of crap, because it unfolds and just becomes this monster unboxing table. It's really heavy duty. It's rated for 400 pounds, so hopefully it's not going to collapse on me. I've been super overdue for getting one of these. And I picked this out at my local Lowe's, and I'm like, okay, that looks like it can take a beating. So yes, unboxings are going to get done on this thing from now on, and I'm really looking forward to working with it, because it's really heavy duty, but it folds up and gets the fuck out of the way. And in this tiny fucking studio, space is definitely a premium. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I went and checked out a church the other day about possibly moving the studio to that and converting it. What do you guys think about that? That could be a lot of fun. What do you think? Hey everybody, this week's episode of SMT Viewers Comments is brought to you by NordVPN, the easiest VPN that I've ever used. You see, up here in Canada, we're geo-locked out of a lot of streaming content that our neighbors to the south take for granted, like HBO Max and Hulu. That's right, we can't get those in Canada. We have to put up the inferior Canadianized versions that nobody up here actually wants to watch. Fortunately, NordVPN respects your right to choose and makes accessing all of those forbidden US streaming services dead simple. It's simply a case of installing the app and it works. And it's also fast. I did a speed test and I'm getting 700 megabit throughput on my fiber connection through the VPN. That's the fastest VPN that I've ever hooked into. And it supports 6 devices so you can share the same login among the family and you don't have to fight with each other for access. And it even supports router VPN. Now what's more, NordVPN encrypts your traffic with AES 256, the same stuff used by the NSA. And it includes an automatic kill switch to stop your connection in case the VPN accidentally drops. Because what you're browsing online is your business and nobody else's. So go check it out at nordvpn.com/Spectre, or just simply use the code Spectre and get a 2-year plan plus an extra month free for a huge discount. I've been playing around with this all morning and it's gotta be the best VPN that I've ever used. Take it from a Canadian who spent most of his life having to suffer with Canadian TV.
Kick drum sounds like shit to me, but if you like it, that's all that matters, I guess.
Oh, you're referencing my new series, How to Record Heavy Drums 2. It's like my sequel series to the original one. I'm gonna apply a lot of the knowledge I've gained over the years to my initial series and kind of redo it. We started that on Saturday mornings. I think I'm gonna move that to Monday mornings and see what's going on and kind of expand on that. So this Monday, if you wanna learn how to record heavy drums, make sure you click on the subscribe notification bell, all that stuff, so you get notified, and hopefully I can help some of you guys get better drum sounds. I think we're going to open up a section on the SMG Discord for that as well, because I'm going to want to see some of your drum setups and have you guys send me some files. Maybe we're going to start doing a whole thing where I start mixing viewers' drum files and I can kind of show how to approach things, you know, from my perspective, what you can get away with, what you can't, and how you can make better drum mixes. It's going to be an awful lot of fun. So if you've been mystified about recording drums, make sure you subscribe and make sure to watch those videos and leave some comments because I want to see you guys in there.
2 things. You nailed the kick sound to Hot for Teacher. Get a love the fuck you Glenn written in the dust on the cymbals.
Whoa, hang on. I thought that kick drum sucked. Make up your mind, guys. Actually, that's the one thing that really blew me away about that new Pearl set was the kick drum sound. It's a little deeper sounding than my DWs. It's got a massive attack and you really don't have to fuck with it very much to get an absolutely fucking stellar kick sound out of it. I'm using a D6 and a Solomon Low Freak, and you can check out what that sounds like right here. So yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this series. It's kind of nice to be getting back into straight up recording tutorials. Haven't done anything this in-depth in quite a while. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
A lot of 60s and 70s drums on recordings literally sound like cardboard boxes.
And a lot of drums of the early 20th century all sound exactly like each other. Slate Kick 5. Wonder why that is.
Hot for Teacher bass drum sounds in less than a minute in? Yes. By the way, before you get excited, Glenn, I meant the VH song. Ha! Seriously, those acoustic drum sounds are freaking incredible, and not all that easy to come by from my experience. Top producers have been putting snare and bass drum samples on tracks for decades, but the ability to blend them in to sound realistic is actual proof in the overall pudding. Great video, Glenn. Stay gold, man.
Jason, thanks so much for writing in. Yeah, I hope to show you guys a little bit of, we're going to have episodes breaking it down, kick drum, snare drum, overheads, all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to think what I'm going to do instead of just showing mic placement and some examples, I'm going to show you how I treat that stuff in the mix as well. And as we go along, show you how I start combining all the elements to get them all to work together as a cohesive whole. And most importantly, show you how things sound dry and untreated. That way you've got a good jumping off point.
Drummers learn through muscle memory. Want to fuck up a session? Have a drummer play a set where nothing is where it's supposed to be. We're not plug and play inanimate objects.
Well, that's the thing. I don't ask you to play something where nothing is where it's supposed to be. It's like, hold on a second here. I thought you were good. Funny thing is, every pro-level drummer I've ever worked with, if I ask him, hey, can we move the hi-hat over an inch or two? You know what the answer is? Sure, no problem. But that's the difference between a session drummer and, you know, the local yokel band. We ask them, hey, can we move the hi-hat over? Oh, I've been fucking done inanimate object, man. I can't do that. It's like, well, hang on a second here. Are you good? Or are you not good? Should you even be in a studio if you can't fucking deal? Here's the thing though, watch the series. I'm going to show you guys how to set your kit up for recording. And this will save a lot of fucking grief down the road when you want to bring your kit into the studio. Because if you practice with it, set up for recording, you're not going to have any issues when you actually go to record the kit. And it's all really simple stuff like, I don't know, keep your crashes away from your toms, move your hi-hat over a little bit from the snare, maybe move it up a little bit to cut down on some of that bleed. I mean, like, drums are really infuriating when you think about it from an engineering perspective, because you've literally got two things you're trying to keep separate, super close to each other, and that's your snare drum and your hi-hat, because the snare is probably your single most important mic on the entire drum set. And then you've got this insanely loud noisemaker right to it. And there's a whole art to keeping that out of your snare mic. And we're going to investigate a whole bunch of different methods on how to deal with that, not only physically, but in software as well. You're definitely not going to want to miss this one.
I don't even watch for the plugins. I watch for the masterclass in being who you are without hesitation or apology.
Hey, Tay Zonde, thanks for dropping by, man. Now, for those of you guys who don't know who Tay is, he did that infamous song, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, I don't know how long ago, called Chocolate Rain. And dude, it is so great to see you drop by, say hello, all that kind of stuff. Big fan, man. You know what? Yeah, here's the thing I learned a long time ago, probably near the end of high school, probably maybe early college, is I stop being a doormat for everybody and just fucking make yourself happy, because it's going to be a lot more fun along the way. I got tired of trying to please everybody else. And when I started doing this show, I said to myself simply, I'm going to say what's on my mind. I'm not going to pull punches, and I'm going to let the chips fall where they may. And, here we are like 8, 9 years later, and, it's still going very, very strong. And you guys like real opinions here. I mean, that's the thing. I'm not doing this to please anybody, and you guys have responded quite favorably to all this. So yeah, as long as you guys keep watching, I'm going to keep on doing it, and I'm going to make no apologies for being who I am. It's simply put, some people love the show, some people hate my guts. And to all the people who hate my guts, I say, that's fine. You know what? Kiss my ass.
Hey Glenn, I'm having trouble getting good sounds from amp sounds, especially the demo versions. Everybody else seems to just plug it in and boom, awesome. I've got the Neural DSP Omega, and I've got two-tone that complement each other very well, but I was just wondering if I was doing something wrong. I'm going through a second gen Scarlett 2i2. I've changed strings, gone up and down in tuning, different guitars, different pickups, or do I just mix it clean in with my distorted tracks? My skull is burning. Cheers, Glenn. Keep up the good work, brother.
I don't think you have to blend a clean in there. That's just going to make things sound weird. You might want to back the distortion off a little bit. Now, here's my suggestion is if you're really confused and you're not getting good results or what you envision, I definitely recommend checking out Scott Elliott's Guitar Tone Mastery course. I know we're going to have a massive sale coming up on Black Friday, and you can probably grab a killer deal on that, as well as some of his other courses and some Henning stuff. Maybe a couple other things coming up that we haven't quite mentioned yet on Spectre Digital. But you're definitely going to want to stick around for that. Scott's course is so cool. I actually went through it twice because I found so much useful information on there. Scott kind of narrows it down. He doesn't tell you that, just, how to do things. He tells you why and shows you what to look for and what to listen for. Here's why we do this. Here's why we're EQing this. Here's why this works in a mix. I thought his methodology is probably better than any other course I've ever seen. And we're super excited to have him on board at Spectre Digital because he just does absolutely stellar work. Can't say enough good things about it. Like I said, it definitely upped my guitar sound game as well. And you guys have definitely said, holy crap, Glenn, your mixes are starting to sound really good. Monitors, sure, that's something, but the knowledge that Scott shared in his video is absolutely priceless. Hey everybody, just a little follow-up on yesterday's video with the Lewitt Drum Challenge thing. We're going to be doing the reveal next Friday on viewers' comments. And just as a little incentive to check that out, make sure you head over to that video and click on a link, because we're going to be giving away one of the Lewitt 640 TS microphones. That's the one with the programmable multi-patterns. They're absolutely stellar on guitar cabs because you can really tweak the tone out after you've recorded. I think they're absolutely fucking amazing. Love those mics. A lot of fun. That was probably one of the hardest days work in my life, and the fact that we only had an hour to set up the mics, record the kit, and mix it. Definitely could have used a little more time in my opinion, but we definitely got some very interesting results. Make sure you check it out if you hadn't. There's a lot of cool stuff there, including some drum tracks you can download and try mixing yourself as well. It's very cool stuff. It's definitely worth taking a look at.
I find it pretty ironic that these drums do sound like every other cookie-cutter production out there. And by that, I mean punchy and tight. I'd rather listen to music done well by pros like Mark Lewis than some preachy, whiny YouTuber who only attracts viewers with clickbait and over-the-top shouting gimmick. PD, change drummer.
Okay, I'm a little confused here. You want me to change the drummer because it sounds punchy and tight? Care to elaborate a little bit more? I don't think I'm quite following you there. Look, I get it. You hate my guts, and that's absolutely fine. If you want to check out some of Mark's software and presets and that kind of stuff, hey, by all means, go for that. My series is more set up towards the people who are recording bands out of their garages and bedrooms and basements, that kind of thing. Because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how to get good sounds out of those kind of rooms, because that's what most of you guys are working in. You're not working in giant top level studios. Last I checked, anyway, I think that's about 99% of you guys are probably working out of a bedroom or a basement or something like that. So I'm here to show you how to get the best sounds you possibly can out of that kind of situation. If that's not good enough for you, then I'm sorry to disappoint. Next!
How many hit singles does this guy have? Why listen to him? Because he has nearly 500,000 followers that have learned something from him.
That might be some good advice. I don't know. Anyway, hope to see you in the Discord.
That Hempback and Vintage 30 blend tone was incredible. Had extra warmth to it for a rhythm, it would be glorious.
I gotta admit, I kind of stumbled into that one. I needed a new cabinet, so the guys at Rev sent me one, and we dropped in those selections, the EVH and the Hempbacks, and that was just a pair of 57s. That was a 57 on the EVH, 57 on the Hempback. Just threw them up, and I was like, whoa, what is going on here? This is the anti-vintage 30 tone. It's like, wow, we've got something new, and it sounds absolutely great. I'm completely blown away by that rhythm tone. Maybe we can roll a clip of that here. Yeah, we did that in the video, the thing that actually changes guitar tone. And unfortunately, I don't think the Hempbacks are available publicly yet. I mean, like, I've literally got one of the engineering samples. It doesn't even have a printed serial number on it. It's like handwritten. I'm like, okay, well, just want to give a great big thanks to Celestion for sending me one of those. I'm absolutely freaking honored, and I'm sure that one might be a collector's item at some point, so you can have it when you pry it from my cold, dead hands. But wow, what an amazing sound! I'm really blown away from that, and it's so cool to see. We can go in different directions than the tried and true vintage 30 thing. Vintage 30 thing sounds great. 57 on vintage 30, you're probably going to get some pretty good results. But it's also been done to death. It seems like, metal tones have really stagnated over the last couple of years because people are afraid to try something new. Well, when the Hempback hits the market, I definitely recommend checking out one of those, because that is a new, cool sound, and we need new, cool sounds. We need new things.
Hey Glenn, I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube saying that solid state amps suck. Honestly, to tell me they don't sound bad at all, I just want to know your opinion on it. Thanks.
I have always liked solid state amps. I've got the mini Dietzel up there. I just demoed that. We just demoed that on Monday, and we did the full mix through the Rev Cab with the EVH and the Hempback. And yeah, I was really happy, especially the lead tone. Check this out. Yeah, that was just a little solid state amp, and I was really blown away. Again, though, the single most important factor in your guitar sound isn't necessarily the amp head or the pickups you're using, it's the speaker. And if a well-mic'd speaker, doesn't really matter what you're putting into it, you're going to get some pretty great results. I finally demoed my Sun Beta lead there a couple months ago, and that's a phenomenal solid-state amp. I've also got this thing. This is the Gallien-Kruger MLE. I've had this since like 1993. This thing is an absolute fucking monster. I remember showing up to gigs with this little guy. Other bands would just kind of laugh until I plugged it in and fired it up. They go, holy fuck, what is that thing? This thing is an absolute monster for metal tones. Seriously, it's a real shame Gallien-Kruger stopped making guitar amps, because this thing is truly a hidden gem if there ever was one. And of course, for solid state power, we've also got the Power Stage 700 here from Seaboard Duncan. This is an amazing pedal platform, and it's a great amp section for, say, a Neural Quad Cortex or something like that. 700 watts, doesn't wail that much, and it'll fit in your backpack. Really cool stuff. I've never been a tube amp snob, not fucking ever. It took me a very, very long time to even like tube amps, because back in the 80s and early 90s, I was totally in the solid state thing, because a lot of the tube amps really couldn't create the kind of distortion that I wanted. It wasn't until the dual rectifier came along and the 5150, I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe I should start taking a look at these now. But I remember plugging into Marshalls back in the 80s, like the JCM800, and going, really? This is what everybody's going nuts over? I didn't fucking get it. I still don't own a JCM800 for basically that reason.
Thoughts on middle school female bands like the Linda Lindas or Baby Metal? Future of heavy music, or just some company's publicity stunt / cash grab?
Well, I've never even heard of Linda Lindas, so I wouldn't know. But as far as I'm concerned, metal is a great big spectrum, and there's room enough for everybody who wants to play it. I'm certainly not going to, gatekeep that and say, oh, well, they can't play metal because blah, blah, blah. I think that's fucking bullshit. Anybody who wants to pick up a guitar, crank up their amps and piss off their parents, hey, you know what? Bring it. I say the more, the merrier, the more influences, the more styles we can bring in and chart new directions. I think that's great. You look at like bands like Bloodywood, who are kind of taking the metal in kind of an almost Indian folk direction. That's really fucking cool. I think there's definitely room for groups like Baby Metal, that kind of thing. I mean, like, I'm not going to run out and go buy the records, but I thought I Want Chocolate. Was that the name of the song? That was pretty catchy, actually. I have no idea what the fuck they were singing, but hey, you know what? It's something a little different. It's something new. And it's definitely not the typical stuff. So as far as I'm concerned, yeah, bring it on.
I agree with most things you say, except the need to give people shit about using cracked stuff. Ha 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 ha. As long as they can use it, who cares how they got it?
Because that's how people make a living, you fucking cheap bastard Jacob Lemus. Shame on you. Seriously, dude, here's the thing. If you go work a shitty job at McDonald's or DoorDash or driving an Uber or whatnot, do you think you should get paid for that? Because you worked on it? Yeah. Same thing goes for fucking developers, that kind of thing. The great thing is you don't have to drop a lot of money on plugins these days. I mean, like Slate's got the monthly pass, which is what, $10-15, something like that. Or you can get the Wave stuff on a monthly pass, or you can get killer deals on the cheap stuff for like $30. All you got to do is look out for the sales, especially Black Friday sales, that kind of thing. So the fact that you're just laughing about stealing fucking other people's work, I'm just like to say, hey, fuck you, Jacob. Seriously, get a fucking job and pay for the shit you use, especially if you're charging people to use your studio. If you're charging bands for what you're doing, then you should definitely be using real legit plugins and not stealing them, because that's just not cool. You cheap bastard.
I was wondering why you do not promote any Canadian music stores in your videos. I would get it if you believe it's too much of a monopoly, maybe?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, like Steve's Music in Toronto and Montreal, pretty fucking cool store, very cool staff there. Always happy to drop by, that kind of thing. McQuaid's, Long and McQuaid's is definitely becoming a bit of a monopoly here in Canada, which is kind of sad. I mean, like, I was kind of recommending Axe Music there a few years ago until McQuaid's bought them out. You know what I mean? I still haven't quite figured out how to do something with McQuaid's, and it's not so much because I don't want to work with them. It's more like the fact that only 6% of my viewership is Canadian. Most of my viewership is in Europe and the United States, and so that means Toman and Sweetwater, that kind of thing. I'd rather send recommendations there. Got to remember, this is a global show with a global audience. It isn't just, Canada. Canada's a very, very, very small country in the grand scope of population compared to the rest of the world. Yes, we have a gigantic landmass here, but most of us live within an hour drive of the U.S. border, where it's still warm, at least part of the year anyway. So that's basically why I don't do a lot of advertisement for Canadian retailers, because I don't know if it'd do them any good. Then again, I could be wrong. Are there any Canadians watching the show? Hey, I want to hear from you guys. Leave a comment below. Tell me where you're from in Canada. That way maybe I can go approach McQuaid's and go, hey, okay, let's do something together. Maybe that'll work. Let me hear from you.
Hi Glenn, my girlfriend was watching one of the YouTubers she follows from Canada, and she was doing an ad that promoted Canadian YouTubers for both an online and TV commercial. Did you get approached? If not, why not? It was supposed to be showing a diverse range of content producers.
Of course I didn't get approached. Wow. Yeah, right. Like the Canadian government would ever approach me. The thing is, they're looking for diversity, and I think I represent the wrong kind of diversity that they're trying to show off. I mean, I'm way too fucking old and way too politically incorrect to do anything with the Canadian government. Hey, I could be wrong. You know what? Maybe they do have an appreciation for, absolute fucking brutal truth, but somehow I don't think so. And that's absolutely fine. I've never fucking taken a handout from the government for anything I've done in pro audio. Even from starting up my studio to the YouTube channel and whatnot, even though there are, all kinds of grants and stuff available, I've completely financed it myself. So, you know what? I'm not going to lose any sleep over not getting asked. It's their loss as far as I'm concerned. All right, everybody, that's it for this episode. Once again, don't forget to check out our show's sponsor, NordVPN, so you can watch what you want, when you want, and not have to worry about stupid things like geo-locks and being in the wrong country, that sort of thing. So make sure you check that out. Links in the description below. Keep those comments and questions coming, and we're going to keep doing the 30 videos in 30 days, and hopefully I'm not going to burn out completely. And I really hope to see you guys on Monday morning for the next episode of How to Record Heavy Drums. Take it easy.